Hi, boys and girls, I'm back. Remember, it's J week, so I wanted to go over our letters and our sign language. Remember, we use these cards so that you learn what the capital letter looks like and the lowercase letter. And then we do our sign language, and we show you the sign so that you can learn the sound. Why are we doing this? Do you remember? We're learning the letter, what it looks like, and also what it sounds like so that we can learn to read. It's very important. So we're going to go ahead and go over all of our letters, but let's do our letter of the week. I think I showed this to you before you left, but I don't know if you remember. So this is the letter J, right? Capital J and a lowercase j, and this is how you make it in sign language. So we start with what looks like the I. We've got a little pinky up, and we're going to make a J in the air like this. So J says J and jump. Jump starts with J. J says J, jump. Let's do that one more time. J says J, jump. So here's the letter J. How about we start at the beginning, do all of our letters, okay? See if you can remember. Do you know this first letter? First letter of the alphabet is A. Here's a capital A and a lowercase a. Can you show me A in sign language? A says A, alligator. Next we have B. B says B, bear. Right? Actually, is that how we did it? B says B, bear. Yeah, got to show the claws. It's been a while since we've been in our classroom. I need some review too. Next letter, C. C says C, cat. You know this letter? This one's tricky. D says D, dog. So you've got your capital D and your lowercase d. Next, E says elephant. Try that again. E says elephant. F says fish. F says fish. And we got G. Remember, we're pointing to the side. G says gorilla, or gymnastics. Remember, it has two different sounds, the G and the J. This is the letter G. So our next letter, H. Show me H. It's two fingers pointing to the side. H says hot. I, here's our last letter that we learned last week. So I is like this with your pinky up. I says igloo. And then the J is just showing me that I again, but making a J in the air. So J says jump. J says jump. We'll practice that. I'll practice it too. So this is our letter of the week. Very good, everybody. So that's going to bring us to religion. We have a very important word that starts with J, and our word is Jesus. Do you remember at the beginning of the year I showed you our friend Jesus? We have him in our classroom on our little saint table over there. And we talked about how Jesus loves children. He's your best friend, right? We tell him everything in our heart. If we're worried, if we're happy, if we're grateful, we tell Jesus. And Jesus always listens to our prayers. I also showed you some pictures of Jesus with children. Here he is again. What do you think? Does Jesus love the little children? He does. He loves everyone, children and adults. So boys and girls, what I'd like you to do is go in your packet and take out this page and take out some crayons. And I'd like you to color your J and color Jesus and color all the children in your picture, okay? If you want to pause this right now and take out your crayons, you can go ahead and start coloring. I'm going to color with you. Start with my letter J. This is the capital J, right? And remember to do your best to stay in the lines. We don't scribble. You are all 4 and 5 getting ready for kindergarten next year. It'll be here before you know it. So if you go out of the lines, that's okay, but just do your best to try and stay in the black lines, right? Just little strokes back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I know you can do it. Some of you love to color. Some of you get tired of coloring, but it's really important. It makes your fingers strong so you can learn how to write your letters. I hope you're still practicing writing your name at home while you are doing remote learning, because practice makes perfect, right? Practice every day. So I've got my J colored. I'm going to take some other crayons and color Jesus and color the children, and I'd like you to do that as well. Do your very best coloring. Let's see. And try and use different colors too. Make your picture colorful. Do your very best work, always. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to write my name. It's always important to write your name. Let's write our name at the top. You can either use a pencil from your pencil box or pick your favorite color and write your name. Okay? So I'm going to let you go ahead and finish that. Write your name at the top and color in. You can use any colors you want. And remember, the most important thing, J is for Jesus. He's your best friend, right? So the last thing I want to do in this video is just talk about the season. If you were in church yesterday, it started the beginning of Advent. And Advent is a special word that means Jesus is coming. The reason we say Jesus is coming is December is almost here. And in December we celebrate Jesus' birthday. He was born on Christmas, and that's why we celebrate Christmas. So when you're done coloring your Jesus paper, I would like you to take out this paper that says Advent at the top. And I don't know if you've ever seen one of these before, but this is called an Advent wreath. And it has 4 candles on it. And when you're in church every week before Christmas, they light a different candle. 3 of them are going to be purple, and 1 of them is going to be pink. So if you were in church yesterday, do you remember which candle they lit? So right here, the first candle is for hope. And I'd like you to take out a purple crayon and color this candle here, the one that says hope, H-O-P-E. Can you color that purple? Let's go ahead and do it together. Color the whole candle purple. You can pause the video if you want to finish coloring that first candle for the first week of Advent purple. And that candle stands for hope. I'm also going to color the flame yellow, because that means we lit the candle at church. So it's going to have a yellow flame. Okay, so that's what I want you to do first. Color the candle purple, the one that says hope, H-O-P-E, and color the flame yellow, okay? The last thing I'm going to have you do today is, do you see this wreath right here? You might have a wreath that hangs on your door at home for Christmas. Usually wreaths are yellow. or not yellow, they're green, but I'm going to show you mine. Mine looks yellow. It's kind of a gold yellow, but most wreaths are green. So what I want you to do is color this wreath right here green. Now don't color these little circles here because we're going to color those tomorrow. Those are berries. They're usually red. So I only want you to color the wreath green. And I'm going to do that with you. You can pause your video if you want while you color your wreath green. And then I'm going to show you the wreath that we have here in the classroom. It has real candles on it, so I'm not going to light those candles. Last year I used some battery operated candles, but this year I thought I would just show you a real wreath, which doesn't look like most wreaths are green with red berries. Mine is a little bit different. I'm going to show you that in just a moment. Go ahead and finish coloring your wreath green. Make sure you don't scribble on the other candles because we're going to color one every week. So that's how it should look when you're done. You should have colored your first candle for hope, purple. Colored the flame because they lit that at church yesterday on the first Sunday of Advent, and then you can color your wreath green. So I would like to show you my wreath that we have in the classroom, and you'll see this when you come back to school. Okay, let me move my crayons out of the way. And I'll show you my wreath. Let's see. You see that there? See how it has, see that angle's not that great. It has 3 purple candles and 1 pink candle. And we just colored the first candle purple, right? That's the beginning of Advent. All right, boys and girls, that is it for religion today. The last thing we're going to end with is centers. And normally when you're here for centers, I have you divided into 3 groups, and each of you does something different. But since you're all at home, we're going to do 1 center every day, okay? So if you can pause this, or if you need to pause it to finish your coloring for your religion papers, you can do that. But when you turn it back on, I'd like you to take out your play-doh, and all of you should have play-doh in your packet that I sent home, okay? Here's what we're going to do. I'd like you to take out your play-doh, and I would like you to make a snake. Just take your 2 hands and roll it. Let's see if you can see this. Roll it like this. And I would like you to try and make our letter of the week. What is our letter of the week? J, right? So can you make a capital J and a lowercase j? Let's see. Here's my capital J. Now capital J's are kind of funny because sometimes they're like this, and sometimes they have a line at the top like a T. So I'm going to make mine with the line at the top. Here's how it looks on my card that I have. But if I wanted to make it a little bit different, you're going to make a long line, curves up, and then put a little line at the top, right? That's your capital J. Now, I'm going to make a lowercase j. And a lowercase j looks the same as a capital J, except it has a little dot at the top. So you're going to make a little ball. And let's see if I can turn this around so you can see it. There's your lowercase j with the little dot at the top. Can you do that? Can you make your lowercase j and your capital J? When you're done making your J, see if you can make the capital letter in your name, the first letter in your name, or see if you can make the rest of your name. I know some of you have really long names, but this is really good practice. It's good for your fingers. It's good for you to recognize the letters in your name too. I made an N for Nora. So Nora, If you're done making your J's, you can make your N, then your O, then your R, then your A. The rest of you can work on your letters as well. All you do is make a snake with your Play-Doh. Start with the letter J, that's the letter of the week. And then you can work on your name. Okay, that's it for centers today. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.